Back to the lab, y'all. It is your old Professor Pilk, and we need to talk about the Blaziken raid. Now, we've got a build for this. It is not one that I really thought was going to work, but it's actually been doing a really respectable job. Now, first things first, when it comes to Blaziken, the build is very, very similar to what we had said before. So the exception is the fighting move is low kick, which, you know, a mon like Miraidon actually has been, it's been one of the bigger hurdles. Then he does have, Blaziken does have Earthquake, like I predicted. Now, that does mean that Miraidon being an electric type is susceptible to that, but I'll be honest, he's been using low kick way more than even Earthquake. So, you know, it is what it is. And per usual, we're using a Shell Bell to get some HP restoration. Now, because we have to be defensively minded, the build is extremely defensive. So, we're going to open up with Reflect. That's just going to basically cut down any of the physical damage. Then we are going to Taunt immediately. Now, Taunt can last with 3 or up to 5 turns. But the main thing is we need to re-implement Reflect once once it has run out, once it's run its course. So Reflect is going to be really, really, really important for the first 10 turns. Okay? Now, on top of that, we've got Calm Mind just to kind of give us, you know, enough damage that we can really kind of get the healing out of Shell Bell. And our main DPS is Electro Drift. Now, Electro Drift only has essentially 8 uses. But we're going to Calm Mind to a point at which it's going to hurt bad enough that, number one, it's going to give us the healing, and number two, we don't really need more than 8. It's going to be enough. Now, we're really going to utilize the Hadron engine here, and the main reason for that is it's going to boost the special attack stat on electric terrain, and essentially it's going to drop electric terrain once we go in there. Now, that's also going to help out Electro Drift. Essentially, but with the ability and with Electro Drift, and Calm Mind, we are going to be absolutely like hitting like a truck. But you know, we still do need to be a little cautious. Now, per usual, I've got all of my EVs into special attack and HP. Same build we did last time with Miraidon, but Miraidon's got some really solid stats. Like, notice the defensive stat is really good, speed stat is really good. Even the HP stat, which is one of the lower stats, is still pretty good. I mean, he's a legendary. It is what it is. So, let's go ahead and jump in here. I am going to go ahead and change over to Miraidon. Now, Lunala is another one that I've been using that was a lot of fun to use, but because Lunala is like an X and Y, or I'm sorry, Sun and Moon legendary, I didn't really want to like lead with that. But Miraidon actually, shockingly, has been really solid for this. Alright, so as we jump in here, we're going to need to be really precise about this. Miraidon can handle this, but Miraidon needs some help. And basically, to kick this off, we have to have Reflect up first things first. No questions about that. Reflect has got to go up early. So here we go. Now, what Reflect is going to do is it's going to stop roughly half of our incoming physical damage. And since all the moves that he has in his repertoire are physical moves, it really is just going to kind of tear that down. Now, after that, we're going to Taunt. And the main reason we're going to Taunt is because that's going to remove his ability for the next 3 to 5 turns to do any real status effects. Everything is going to have to be an attack. So he won't be able to buff himself. He won't be able to do bulk up. He won't be able to do Swords Dance. He's just kind of caught where he's caught. Now, turn 3, I'm going to do Electro Drift. I would love to start buffing, but the reality is here shortly, probably next turn, in fact, he's going to go ahead and remove any of our buffs. So it'd be kind of pointless to buff at this juncture. So we're going to do 1 Electro Drift, then we can buff, then we can go back in with more attacks. All right. So the next turn is turn 4. I need to be careful because on turn 6, I have to put my Reflect back up. Remember I said he nullifies stat changes? There you go. All right. So in this turn, I'm going to go ahead and Calm Mind. That's going to give me a little bit of extra damage. Now, that's turn 4. Turn 5, I'm going to do... normally I do Electro Drift. I'm going to go ahead on this turn. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and Calm Mind one more time. 2 Calm Minds. Let's see. Normally I would do Electro Drift, but I kind of want to see where 2 Calm Minds gets me. I feel like the healing out of that would probably be worthwhile. All right. Now, not worried about the special defense. All we're doing is increasing our special attack. Now, in this turn, we'll go ahead and put Reflect back up. This is turn number 6. There we go. And that's going to reduce damage once again. Now, we can't taunt because status moves will not work. But now, with Electro Drift, we should be producing enough damage that, number 1, we're healing. Number 2, once we terastalize, we are going to be taking him down. Actually, shockingly, that was better damage than I expected with his barrier up. And with Electric Train finally kind of expired. Now, there is a strategy if you want to go ahead and take an early L and get Electric Train put back on. But I'm not a big fan of that. Dang, look at that. All right. Ooh, with a critical hit, too. So we'll get some healing out here. Now, on this turn, I could Terastalize. And thanks to that... Oh, there, he's using Bulk Up here. I feel pretty confident that we can Terastalize on this turn and produce damage. But I'm a little worried about Bulk Up because he could produce a lot more damage with Bulk Up now. All right, let's see what happens here. He's going to get in a hit before we can, so long as it's not a critical hit, please don't let it be. And depending on how Bulk Up works, we might... Okay. It hurt, but it wasn't the end of the world. Now, this should be a big hit, and we should be nearly at full health after this. Oh, that's such a good attack. All right. So, I actually, I expected a little more health out of that. I'm not going to lie. All right. Let's do another Electro Drift. Ooh, that hurt bad. But you got to remember, our Reflect, I think, actually is down now. So, essentially, what we're going to be relying on is the damage from Electro Drift to keep us alive. I could put Reflect back up, but usually by this point, it's kind of a wasted measure. So we're going to be producing a lot more damage anyway. So let's see what happens here. Plus, we're also faster than him now that his barrier's down. So, ooh, that's such a dirty hit. That is, oh man. So now we're at full health again. So he can't touch us. Like, save for a critical hit, I don't think he has anything he could do to damage us at this point. So here we go. This is the killing blow. And I gotta say, like, shouts out to the people that called the Miraidon build. I honestly thought Miraidon with... yeah. I thought, honestly, Miraidon with Earthquake in play was going to be a null move. But you know what? Miraidon has shown his worth. Miraidon has absolutely shown his worth. What are we going to put him in? I'm thinking... I'm going to put him in... What makes the least amount of sense? I'm going to put him in a Dive Ball. I put my Charizard in the Dive Ball too, so... There you guys go. Alright, so there you guys go. That is the solo build for Blaziken. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I am frankly shocked that it worked, but if you guys need to solo this Pokemon, there you guys go. Let's check out what kind of rewards we got. We got an ability capsule, which is awesome. TM164. Got an ability patch too. Nice. 2 rare candies and a ton of XP candies. So there you guys go. there's the solo build. Like, comment, share. I will be back with more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming up here real soon.